Guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys checking the video out and making some time to spend with me today. Always very grateful for that. Guys, today I'm gonna have a little conversation about something I want to share with you. I'm sort of proud of, and gonna talk about that and then speak to the bigger picture of what I'm talking about, why I'm sort of proud of that in today's video. So appreciate you guys checking everything out here. Also, guys, before we get started, just our daily dreaded housekeeping tips to keep the lights on around here. Just want to invite everybody out there, if you haven't considered it, to please subscribe here to Intuitive Angling. It's free and easy. Right now, we've only got like 40% of the people that watch the videos are subscribed to the channel, so it's a good way to help out. And also a big thank you to everybody that has taken time to bookmark and use my Tackle Warehouse links that I put in the description of each video. You guys are really helping me and my family out a lot by using that link to the affiliate link that I have with Tackle Warehouse, so much appreciated for that. Okay, guys, what I want to share with y'all is, I'm fishing the Plains division of the Toyota Series tournaments, and we got one tournament left, and I'm in 15th place for the point standings with one tournament left. And I'm pretty happy with that, considering the fact that, I'm 62, I don't live scope, I don't get a chance to practice much for the tournaments anymore. And I want to sort of speak to that a little bit in terms of other people that may be having a hard time and feel a little bit intimidated by the fact that, live scope has been running our tournaments and, compromising the integrity of the tournaments here. So anyway, before we get into this, I want to clarify, and I want to make one thing perfectly clear on this. Even though live scope and forward facing sonar is not considered cheating, I consider it cheating. I consider it no different than spotlighting for bass. I don't care what anyone says, when you shine a transducer in front of the boat or to the side of the boat or the back of the boat or whatever, and you see a fish moving in real time, live image of a fish, and you can manipulate your lure to see how the fish reacts to that fish that you never ever would have known that was there without spotlighting, that is not fair chase. That is cheating in my book out there. So what I wanted to say is, like, to be in 15th place in the points, not utilizing live scope, and I'm pretty confident probably every one of those 14 guys that are ahead of me in the point standings, I highly suspect that they've been using live scope. So to be in that position and not live scoping and fishing legitimate traditional ways, I'm pretty happy about that. And that's one of the things that I really want to speak to in this tournament is, like, if you're one of those people out there like myself that don't agree the live scope or forward facing sonar is a legitimate way to catch bass, I want to reaffirm the fact that you can compete without it. I mean, even though I'm in 15th place in the points, there was a lot of room for me to do better. Probably could have had higher finishes in every tournament if some stuff had went different. So you can still compete without live scope. And the thing about it is, it's going to be much more gratifying and rewarding and satisfying, because I can go to sleep at night knowing that I caught my bass legally and fair in a legitimate traditional sporting way, and really just appreciate the fact that I'm in the points fishing traditional methods, which if I use live scope I wouldn't. I would feel that I somehow had cheated a little bit to get to that position of where I was. So don't ever feel that you have to get sucked into it. A lot of people say, Randy, you better start live scoping or you're going to get left behind. Well, I've left 150 people behind me not live scoping, so you can still do it. And all you guys can too that don't live scope, you can still do it. So I think everybody, in light of this whole tournament situation, they're just getting sick of it. It's like seeing these guys down at Del Hollow at the MLF last week catching 100 pounds of bass, spotlighting, and then the dang Florida Bassmaster Elite Series gets one spotlighting in Florida. It's like that way every single time out there. And there's a difference between actually, being consistent in the tournaments and winning the tournaments. And as long as live scope and the cheater box is still legal in tournaments, every tournament is going to get one spotlighting for bass, simply because they're tapping into a population of fish that should be protected, and they're tapping into these protected fish that have been protected forever. So you can't compete with that, but you can still be consistent and do well in tournaments without it. And I just want to encourage everybody out there to take the high road. And you can know, if you go to a tournament and you go to that tournament without spotlighting for bass, and you have a decent finish, or like me, I'm 15th in the Toyota Series, and I think I'm in the top 30 in the BFL points with non-spotlighting. The amount of gratification and satisfaction that you will have will far outweigh anything else that would come from, finishing up a few places higher by spotlighting for bass. So just know that it can still be done. I know a lot of people out there, I get messages all the time about people that are just ready to give up and they don't think they can compete against it. And yeah, you're going to have a tough road. And, I've got a ton of experience behind me, because a lot of the lakes that I fish, I know where they live. I know how to catch them, but you still cannot compete with that population of fish that have been protected before. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys a little bit. And like I said, don't feel like you're going to get left behind. Don't feel like you're going to miss out anything, because I can promise you guys, in a couple years from now, 5 years from now, however long it's going to take, the history of the sport is going to look back, and they're not going to look back kindly at the people that enabled forward-facing sonar and live scope. They're going to be seen as the villains in the sport, and the people that fight the good fight and work every day to try to, get bass fishing back to where it should be and where it needs to be, they're going to be seen as the heroes in the sport. And we can go back and we talk about this a lot. The PGA Tour has banned certain golf balls because it gives the golfers too much of an unfair advantage on distance. The Professional Bowlers Tour has banned certain bowling balls because it made it too easy to get strikes. Baseball, everything like that has equipment limitations because they do not want to make it too easy. We are professional anglers out here on every level, and it shouldn't be easy for us. It should be difficult, and part of that difficulty is finding bass by traditional means. And another thing I want to say about it is, people say, "Oh, Randy, it's just the Toyota Series, so what?" Guys, I'm here to tell you right now, is the BFL tournaments and the Toyota Series tournaments are just as tough or tougher than the Bassmaster Elite Series tournaments or the Bass Pro Tour. There's no difference in the level of competition. Just like at our Grand Lake tournament last week over there in the Toyota Series tournament, the first day of the tournament, it took 24 pounds to lead it, and 50th place was 15 pounds. In the Bassmasters Classic, 50th place from the Elite Series guys was like 2 pounds. So you can't tell me that the Bassmaster Elite Series coming to Grand, if they were there at the same time, they're not going to catch any more fish. There's no difference in the skill level. That's the thing about professional fishing, guys, that the big illusion that we created. People think that the Bassmaster Elite Series and the Bass Pro Tour have the best anglers in the country. That's not true. That's a myth out there. The anglers that fish the Bassmaster Opens, the Toyota Series, the BFL tournaments, and even some of these regional tournaments are just as good or better than the Elite Series pros and the Bass Pro Tours. They're better, and they're just as good simply because there's no daylight and skill level, because of what, the internet and YouTube and, people like myself that have fished forever have taught people how to fish for the last 20 years, and everybody knows everything. There's no secrets anymore. So from that standpoint, it just sort of is what it is. But like I said, I just want to encourage everybody, all you guys out there that say, you can't compete without live scope. Well, I'm competing without live scope and probably going to make the championship in both circuits. So you can do it. You can do it just as well. And you will sleep better at night. You will feel better about yourself. And in the big picture, karma will reward you in a much bigger way than if you, go down the dark road of spotlighting and cheating to catch bass with that cheater box. So anyway, I hope you guys are well. We'll talk later.